Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I thought today I would take advantage of it being dry and warm. It's not really warm, but it's spring, and I thought I'd take advantage of it being spring to film a video for you. I mean, why sit inside in weather like this? Today I thought I'd film for you the Booktube newbie tag and answer a few questions about why I'm starting this channel. I've written the questions in my mermaid notebook. So question one, why did I start this channel? Well, I've been watching YouTube for a few years. It's something that I'm interested in. I watch a lot of it. I kind of want to join in with the community, I guess. I guess also, you know, what I really want to do is I want to be a writer, and that's quite difficult. I think any creative occupation, you kind of rely an awful lot on other people taking a chance on you, and making YouTube videos makes me feel like I'm being proactive. I'm working, I'm doing something with my time. Also, it's just something that I can do while I'm also being a mum. So question two, what are some fun and unique things that you can bring to Booktube? Well, I read a lot of non-fiction, and obviously there are other non-fiction Booktubers, but I think it's a little bit rarer. I mean, I read a really diverse range of books. I mean, in a way, I guess that means that I haven't got a particular theme to what I'm reading. I read all sorts of different things. But I feel like that's something that makes me unique. Also, I've decided that since I love being outdoors, I love the sea, that's why we're here today, that I want to start filming videos outside. Let's get away from sitting in front of a bookcase and let's get out in the beautiful weather, providing that the wind doesn't completely ruin my audio. Question three, what are you most excited about for this new channel? I'm really excited to be interacting with all of you, to be able to talk to people about what you're reading, what you're writing, just all things literary, and just, you know, get involved, get into it. Question four, why do I love reading? Well, I have always loved reading. There's, I guess, an element of escapism to reading a book when you really, really get lost in it. And living vicariously, I guess, too, getting to experience things that you wouldn't experience in your life, and being able to wonder about how that would feel to be in that world. But also, I'm a great believer that once you teach somebody to read, the whole world is at their fingertips. Anything that you want to learn, you don't necessarily have to do a qualification or a degree or, you know, whatever it might be. You can just read, you can find out about anything. Once you've got the power and the love of books, and it's not just about, you know, reading about non-fiction as well, it's about reading anything, about reading about different experiences. And I just think that reading is a very powerful thing in terms of exchanging ideas, getting people to think, getting people to learn. It's a big part of why I want to be here on YouTube, to be able to talk about the amazing ideas and stories and inspirational stuff that's going on. And I mean, there are just the most incredible books out there, and I want to be part of that. Ooh, there is a dog coming down. Don't jump on my camera. It's looking at me. Question five, what book or series got you into reading? Well, I've been reading for so long that I have no idea. I suppose that you could say that, like, those first readers are the books that got me into reading, because I've just never stopped. I can remember that I really loved The Owl and the Pussycat. The Owl and the Pussycat went to sea in a beautiful pea green boat. They took some money and plenty of honey wrapped up in a £5 note. And I had a ladybird version of it, and I would read it forwards and then I would read it backwards because I thought I was clever. So that's probably the first book I distinctly remember, like, enjoying. But yeah, specifically I can't remember anything else, because literally I've just always read stuff. There's not been a moment that I can pinpoint, or a particular book where I've thought, yes, now I love reading. I just always have. Question six, what questions would I ask my favourite booktubers? Ooh, I think that's a really tough one. I guess I would just like to ask about the experience of having a YouTube channel, you know, what lessons they've learned about how to make the best videos and how to do the YouTube thing from somebody that's more experienced. I watch a few Booktube channels. I like Alien Bookland, and I like Jessie the Reader. I'm discovering new Booktube channels all the time, and please leave me links below of your channels so that I can find out more about you if you have a Booktube channel. Question 7, what challenges do you think starting a Booktube channel will be the hardest to overcome? I guess anything like trolling and hate and that kind of thing. I mean, I'm not, you know, I'm fine with criticism, but I think when people are just being unnecessarily nasty, but I guess I'll cross that hurdle when I come to it. I don't think that's going to be easy for anybody to handle, and I think it's just something that happens for people who are on social media or YouTube. It's kind of inevitable. It's a shame that it's inevitable, but lots of people talk about it. I just don't think that'll be a nice thing to handle. Question 8, when did I start reading? Well, I've already answered that really, when I was small. I could read before I went to school. So I suppose I must have been 3 or 4, and I could already read okay. I've always been, I guess, before my time, all the way through school, I was reading books that were like too old for me. Number 9, where do I read? Anywhere. Particularly lying in bed, lying on the sofa, sitting in my garden, in the bath. A lot of my books have got steamed pages. I know some people might feel strongly about that, but where I've read them in the bath and it's been super steamy, or a few of them have been dropped in as well. Which is why I'm not allowed electrical devices in the bath. Question 10, what kind of books do I like to read? All sorts. Like, really, I have such a diverse interest in books. Particularly, I like non-fiction books to do with parenting and breastfeeding. I like books about the ocean. I like fantasy and sci-fi. I think fantasy and sci-fi actually are things that I read a lot in the past, and I like to read them occasionally now, but it's maybe not what I'm totally into. I like the odd thriller if it's well written. I like historical fiction about particular periods in history that I'm interested in, so Tudors, the French Revolution. I like fairy tales. I occasionally like a little bit of YA. I don't read lots of it, but occasionally, really, if it's writing on a page, I'll give it a go. I think I can appreciate an interesting idea or a well-written book in lots of different forms, and sometimes I like books that are realistic and where you can read it and think, oh my god, that could actually happen. Other times I like to read something that's really imaginative, so like a fantasy book. It depends what mood I'm in, but yeah, I read all sorts. So I hope you enjoyed that quick little booktube tag, and I'm hoping that I'm going to film like maybe one video a week where I'm going to get outside, try and get around some beaches and some beautiful countryside places. But yeah, please like if you did, please subscribe for more, and I hope that you're all out enjoying a tiny bit of sunshine, although it's supposed to snow at the weekend, but hey ho, enjoy the marginally warmer weather, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye!